A central bank behind the curve. That's how markets describe the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas' position as prices spike faster than what the central bank expected. Inflation, or the rise in prices of goods and services, reached a 5-year high in April. This was caused by higher taxes on oil and soft drinks, coupled with a spike in food prices, especially rice, the staple of Filipinos. But the Bangko Sentral says, look at the underlying numbers. Month-on-month readings actually slowed down.
If one were to look at the momentum of inflation based on seasonally adjusted month-on-month inflation, there was a decline from 0.7 in March to 0.3% in April. So, and this is going on since January of 2018. And this is where we're coming from when we said that moving forward, in fact, 4.5% may not be the highest in 2018. It could be higher. But towards the third and the fourth quarter of the year, we would expect this to start stabilizing until it goes back to target consistent path of between 2 to 4%. What you do today will not necessarily affect inflation next month or 2 months after. It is something that will drive inflation dynamics in 2019 and 2020. So I think the market should also look at that dynamics.
A central bank gets behind the curve when it's not raising interest rates at a pace fast enough to keep up with inflation. Proof of this, the BSP's benchmark rate is at a record low 3%, against an inflation rate of 4.5%. When interest rates are low, investors awash with cash go to other markets that pay more. The United States, Britain and Canada, and emerging markets China and Mexico all have hike rates that strengthen their currencies. It's bad for the peso, which is now Asia's worst performer. But setting monetary policy does not mean taking the cue from other central banks. There's data to watch. First quarter economic growth numbers out this week. Then the BSP has another issue to figure out. What triggers the price increase?
So in other words, inflation is a process that could respond to monetary policy to the extent that the demand side is causing it. Okay, but when the supply side is causing it, and the price pressure is coming from the supply side, there is limited impact of monetary policy.
Still, analysts see the Bangko Sentral raising interest rates. Britain's Capital Economics says the BSP will finally change policy on May 10, when it delivers its first rate hike in 2 years. Lois Calderon, CNN, Philippines.